Okay. Good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to our team call. I'm so excited to be hosting, and I am jittery and nervous, but I am so pumped. This has been one of my goals for a very, very long time. So tonight we are going to go back to our sweet and simple whys and how coaching has changed our life and how we started. So when I first started just with Beachbody in general, it was 3.5, 4 years ago. And I was going to school as a disability support worker, and I was working 3 jobs. One job, I should have just been a volunteer at. My other job was draining, so I quit. And now the other job that I was at, the third one, I didn't want to be at the house. I wanted to be in the school, and I wanted to run my own program, which now I've worked so hard towards and I'm doing. So when I first started with Beachbody, I did some sample workouts. I tried some Shakeology, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to fit it into my life. And it was there. I shared a little bit about it, but I didn't take into consideration how much it was already starting to change my life. I was in a dark place with my relationship with my family. I didn't like going to all 3 jobs. I went home and sat in the basement of our basement suite for the longest time. I would just go home and do nothing. I didn't want to go out and see family or friends or go bowling or go for supper. My fiance and I, now boyfriend then, I didn't have a good relationship with him. I was pushing him away. We were not connecting, and it was really testing our relationship. So I started to watch more coaches like Carly and Marie, and I was like, okay, they're hopping in, they're doing this, they're having fun doing it. So I scheduled a photo shoot, and I did a workout photo shoot, and I spent the whole weekend just worrying about me. I decluttered the house. I said something needed to change. I went to Dollarama and bought all the little knickknacks of stationery, set up a little workout space in our tiny little basement suite. And I said, this time is for me. And through those 4 years, I have opened up to different kinds of workouts. I have opened up to reading more. I have opened up to more self-care. I have not been guilty if I miss a workout. I have such a great relationship with my family now. I love being outdoors. And now I just enjoy just sharing my life on social media. It started with just needing to share, I got my workout in and that's all that matters. But now there's so much more. I'm sharing about our wedding. I am sharing about work. I am sharing about body positivity. I am sharing the funny quirks. I am sharing our dog, my fiance, all those fun things, just because I open myself up to not being scared and to not worry about what others are thinking about me. So coaching also went into there of meeting all of our wonderful, amazing people that are in here. I have grown with them, and there are some that we lose along the way, and then other people come in, and there's a reason for everything. That's what I live by, is everything happens for a reason. So I am so, so thankful for coaching. I am so, so thankful that I am still here, and every season of life and every lifestyle is very possible for coaching. You just need to stop worrying about what other people are doing and focus on yourself. And it's 2022. We have all different types of home business. We have all different types of lifestyles, and we need to start embracing and empowering everyone else rather than sitting behind our phone and saying like, oh, they're doing this, oh, they're doing that, when we could do that exact same thing. So don't be scared. And that's a little bit about my story. Now I will pass it along to Jamie.
Okay. Well, that was really good to start with, and now I got to top that. So no, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So have been doing Beachbody since 2008, 2007, 2008. I bought T25 on DVD, and it was a love-hate relationship with that program. I got like super bad shin splints from it because it's very, very jumpy. I will never do that program again. Anyway, it was great though. I did it. I started doing it the year I was engaged, I guess. Yeah, so 2008. And then that's all I really did was the program. And then I signed up on demand once that was more available. I drank samples of Shakeology, but it wasn't like a priority for me. But fitness has always been in my life. I've always been a very active person in sports through high school, everything. I worked out many days a week. So yeah, fitness has always been really important to me. And then, yeah, so I was kind of hit and miss. I always had my membership for years. And then, I don't even remember what year it was that I signed up to get the coach discount. Brittany started hounding me. And yeah, so I switched over. She was my coach. I switched over to her. I don't even really know who I had before. I think it was just somebody random. And then a year ago, after like probably 2, 3 years of her consistently bugging me, I thought she was never going to give up. A year ago, just over a year ago, I signed up I was a coach, but I decided to go for it. I was kind of in a place where I just had my second baby, and COVID had hit. I wasn't able to go anywhere. And I felt like I was kind of in a rut. I was doing the workouts, but I wasn't consistent. I had huge mom guilt. I was yelling at my kids lots. I had zero patience. I was probably the worst version of myself for my family and for my husband. It was a weird time in my life, but I dove into coaching, and I was scared shitless to post. I was scared what people thought would think of me, because, the influencer thing had kind of come up on Instagram then. And I was like, oh, I don't know how they do that. And now fast forward a year later, and I absolutely love what I'm doing. I have created the best version of myself for my family, for my husband, and just for me overall. I have grown so much. I have met incredible people. I have been the most consistent in my fitness and health journey possible. After 2 babies, I'm in the best shape of my life. And I always thought I was in decent shape, but we all have our insecurities. We all have our ups and downs, and we all go through good and bad times. And especially this last year, I kid you not, that if I did not have this community, or I wasn't doing what I was doing, I don't think I would be as together as I am right now. Because as terrible of things that have happened, this community and this place and me focusing on myself has really grown me and allowed me to open up to the world. A year ago, I would have never thought I would share some of the things that I've shared recently. And it's just incredibly uplifting, the people that you surround yourself with, and you create that positive environment. So many people are there for you, and you don't even realize it until you start doing something like this. And I think that's been the biggest thing for me, is just the support I've received, the messages I receive from people, that lives that I'm changing monthly, daily, weekly. It's like, okay, I'm like, this is happening. I'm doing the right thing. People are seeing the true me. They're seeing what I thrive and do, and I'm applying that to their lives. It's been the best thing ever. So that's kind of my story. And and the other thing I was going to say is, I knew that I was only going back part-time before I even had Beachbody as a coach on my mind. But honestly, since I've still been part-time, it's like the money that I'm making is me being able to contribute to my family household income. I'm able to take my family the first weekend in April, and we have booked hotel rooms in Edmonton, and that dime is all on Beachbody. I have saved that money for that trip. So it's funny. The income part was never top priority for me. But now that it's happened, it's like, oh my gosh, like this is great. I for sure am staying home part-time now. So yes, but of course, Beachbody doesn't guarantee any type of income. It's based on the work that each individual coach does. So there is no guarantee of income on that. So yeah, that's my story.
That was so awesome. Thank you so much. I know that was the first thing when I had 2 weeks in a row of income. I was proud of myself, and I was proud of the individuals that are investing in themselves. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I've loved I love meeting you and getting closer with you through our
Have to meet one day so soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. Carly, you're up.
I'm going to do the screen really quick because my baby's crying, but you guys keep going.
Okay, Jamie said she was gonna have to try and top yours, Ashley, and then now you both went, and well, now I have to top both of you or try. Oh, okay. My coaching journey started back in 2016. I am kind of like a grandma coach. I am 6 years in here, and I honestly would not be in my place in my life, in the house that I'm living in the relationship that I'm in, had it not been for Beachbody. And the reason why is because I was so, I would say, like stuck on myself, and sometimes I often blamed my relationship that I was in on them when it was just me and my internal struggles, which is not good. And so back in 2016, I had just gotten out of a very toxic relationship, and I had always been active, never went to the gym because I was scared shitless to go to the gym, but always doing something from home or dancing or whatever, sports. And then my brother had created some workouts for me, and then I tried a little personal trainer from creating workouts at home, and it just like wasn't filling my cup. I would do the workouts, but it was like I don't know, a dead weight to just try and get through those workouts. And it wasn't something that I was consistent with or really enjoyed doing. And then I saw a post on Facebook from my coach, and actually it was one of my friends. She was raving about this lady, and I'm like, okay, well, who's this Marie lady? So I went and creeped her, and then I, lo and behold, found my passion. I started off with the workouts, was scared shitless to sell anything because that's what I thought coaching was just selling shit. And there was no way in hell that I was being a seller. I was the most introverted person you will have met, and I could not talk to people. I could not talk like I am now or on my stories or literally anywhere. I was like just a hermit, and I was happy staying home, and friends, they could go out, they could party, but I was comfortable just staying in and watching a movie by myself, being alone. So that was just kind of me. And so when she recommended that I grab the discount on Shakeology, I was like, okay, well, I'll save 25%. And then she nudged me a couple more times and was like, yo, fill out this form, you need to coach. And so I said no a couple times, and finally I'm like, okay, fine, I will look into what this is, but I'm not guaranteeing anything for you. And then I finally was like, okay, well, if this has changed my life as much as it has in the past 2 months, why can't I pay that forward to other people? Right? So like the workouts, the community, the personal development, but most of all, like up here, and my happiness increased tenfold. And just to be surrounded by so many uplifting humans and being in such a positive community where people are just cheering each other on for honestly sometimes no really reason. They're just cheering you on just because they can, and just because that's the way our community is. was so inspiring. And I'm just proud to be a part of the team that we have and the camaraderie that we have. It's just truly incredible. So that's kind of how I started coaching. And then I was working three jobs at that time. So adding a fourth job was a little hectic, but it was something that I truly wanted. I wanted to help people. And I went to school, university. I spent 4.5 years in university. I got my degree and I went on, and that was my ultimate goal, was just to help people. It was initially supposed to be with youth, helping youth. And then it just kind of transpired into helping people like me, which is, I think, is beautiful. But I was working 3 jobs at the time, so coaching didn't happen very often. It happened when I was working night shifts, or when I got off shift at midnight, or before shift. So it was never consistent, and it was always in pockets of time, sometimes when I was in the bathroom peeing away from the kids, I would like quickly type up a post or something, but it was always kind of like when I could, and it was never consistent. And then I kind of like had my breaking point with my youth care worker job, and I had to leave that environment. And so then I went pretty much full-ish time. I still had 2 other part-time jobs with coaching, and I honestly got bored because coaching doesn't take a lot of time. Like, it takes maybe an hour a day, sometimes, like if you want to really run with it, maybe 2, but it doesn't take a ton of time. And so I got in the concept of scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and it was just not good for my mental health, because we can get in that trap of scrolling and seeing other people's lives on social media, and it's just a overwhelming state to be in. So I went back and I picked up more hours at my other job, and now I'm kind of part-time accounting, part-time coaching, and it is freaking amazing. I seriously love being a coach, and I am very proud of our community that we've created. And I'm very proud of our leaders on our team, and just the people that continue to show up for themselves on the daily in our wellness community. It's like none other. So if you've ever considered helping people, because that's what we do, we don't sell things, we just help people, this is it. It's honestly the best job anyone could ask for. So take it away, Ashley.
Right on. I can't, yeah, I have goosebumps. I'm just so jumpy and excited. And this just makes my heart so full. I think we can look at other people and, see that they're selling candles or Scentsy or makeup and all the things that they love, which is absolutely amazing. Again, we're in that year that we're encouraging everyone to do anything what they love, but we also get to share and bring back people's lives to them. And I think that is something that we have to remember and keep telling ourselves, is that we are sharing a lifestyle, and we are sharing your own future with yourself. I am waking up and knowing that this is going to be a part of my life when I have kids. This has helped my mom in ways. It has helped my fiance in ways that he might not know of. And, I can see it. And we just have to embrace every single little beautiful thing that this life can hold and give us. And just, I know we say don't take things for granted because it's gone, but you almost want to take it in and just soak it up and be greedy with it, because it's such an amazing feeling. So I'm so thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for myself, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm so proud of you guys. And thank you for sharing your stories. I know, Danielle, you hopped on a little bit after. If you want to take the next 5 minutes to share something real quick, and then we could wrap it up. You can share your story because yours is also inspiring and important. And if not, that's okay too.
No, I'll go. I just might get a little bit emotional. So growing up, my parents didn't have, like, they're divorced now, but they didn't have the best relationship growing up. I had a parent who yelled a lot, and I had a parent who wasn't, there because the other parent was yelling. So everybody was walking on eggshells. And I remember going to my now husband's house and seeing how his parents interacted. And I was like, I want that. I want that. Because you can tell that they love each other. And then Blaze and I started living together, and I was a terrible person while we were first living together, because I was going down that path of that parent that yelled all the time, right? Like, he'd do something as simple as set the TV remote in the wrong spot, and and then we got into a little disagreement one night, and it was about a week before we got engaged, actually. And he said something along the lines of, "You want a ring so bad, but you're not showing me that you want it." And that's when I knew something had to change. And I had seen that Ashley had been posting, and I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool. And then we got engaged July 16th. And like right after we were walking away from getting engaged, I was like, something needs to change, because I want a relationship like Blaze's parents. I don't want a relationship like my parents had.
I think that is super important to remember, is that this journey or coaching is not just about losing weight or looking good. That is the least of my worries right now. That doesn't even, when I'm working out, or when I have my routine, or when I think about Beachbody, that is the least of my freaking worries right now. My worries is that I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm sleeping well, I'm doing things, I am enjoying the beautiful air. I'm literally looking at a bird outside and being like, wow, that is beautiful. It is so much more than that. And I'm so grateful for you sharing that, Danielle, because it was the same thing for my relationship with my dad and my relationship with Damon, for sure. You need to love yourself, or open up to yourself before you can to those other people too. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I have just seen how incredible you have skyrocketed in the last year, even just the last year, of how amazing, this journey has been for you too. So it's so much more than just looking good or having a 6-pack. It is, I don't even care about that. I could care less. I feel beautiful. You guys are beautiful. And that is something that we need to keep reminding ourselves about. So thank you so much.
I want to add to Danielle. I also want to thank you for sharing that. You were being super vulnerable. And I honestly can relate a lot to your situation. My parents divorced when I was very young, and it was the same thing. There was some other issues that were involved, but yeah, so, and that's the same thing. I got together with my husband, and same thing, like their family was rock solid. It's like, it's the relationship you want for yourself. And yeah, so I totally can relate to that. I got goosebumps when you were saying that. And I just want to say too, there will be times throughout your life, like last year before I decided to go full in coaching, I was like creeping up to that where I was yelling lots or just had very minimal patience. And it's exactly what you said. You were doing what you were, the house that you were brought up in, right? Like it's part of how you were raised, and sometimes it falls on us. But don't ever blame yourself for that, because that's not your fault. And you still will find times where you're like, oh, you kind of like you're leaning back towards that, but then you'll tighten back up. So don't be too hard on yourself. And I just want to say thank you for sharing that, because I got goosebumps, and it just really, yeah, I felt all the feels.
Oh, this has been so much fun. I love this. I can't thank you guys enough. I also think one more thing, I know our time is so valuable. But one more thing I want to add is that I think all the things that we grew up in, again, there's some stuff that I grew up in my household that is not the best. But it made me the person I am today. It made me the strong, independent, powerful woman that I am today. I don't need no man, but I got one. But I want to share one thing. Again, I'm so sorry, real quick here. I know, I'm so sorry. Carly's like, you got to hurry up. We're going to wrap it up, but I know Carly and I are we're getting married, and Jamie and Danielle, you guys are married. But in this season of life that I am in right now, when I was trying on wedding dresses, and I tried on a lot, no dress made me feel as empowering as a dress, of course, that I said yes to, because I looked at my mom and my maid of honor, and I said, as horrible as this sounds, because I'm saying yes to the person that I want to be with forever, this dress gives me the power that no matter what, I am okay with him or with myself. So that's how, as much as you're a mom or an aunt or a cousin or a daughter, do not forget about you as an individual and how incredible you are, because the only person that, really is also cheering you on is yourself. So love the hell out of yourself. Thank you guys so much. I don't know if we're going to stop the recording if there's anything else, but